Hello, and welcome to this Math Mini on the Springboard platform. Today, you're going to go ahead and join me at juliet.springboardonline.org/ebook. You're going to go ahead and type in your credentials and go ahead and log in. Springboard is offering a tutorial once you log in, but we're going to go ahead and close that out. So the first thing you want to make sure is that you're in the right course. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Course 2 as my course. So here we have our ebook, teacher resources, assessments, progress reports, professional learning, class roster, and Desmos activities. So these are all the categories in which you can look through, but today we're going to focus on just the first few. We're going to go ahead and look at our ebook. Our ebook reflects exactly what the students see in their textbook. So Lesson 1.1 is the paperclip, airplanes, and spiders activity. So there you can see that this is what the students will be doing. You can also annotate in it based on any notes that you want to take if you are choosing to use the electronic version of it. If you click over here to the far left, you're going to see the table of contents. The table of contents you can navigate two ways. You can go to the direct page number that you see in your paperback copy, or you can just click through whatever unit you want to be on, and then it'll take you to the activities and all the lessons within that chapter. The next thing we're going to focus on here is the teacher wrap. So the teacher wrap is like the teacher's notes in the teacher's edition. So right here you'll see different ways to focus the activity, the common core standards that are being met, the materials that you're going to need, the chunking of the lesson, which is really important in Springboard. Bell ringer activities, just a lot of additional supports here for the teacher. The next feature I want to show you is the notebook. Earlier I mentioned to you that you can annotate certain parts of your pages. Well, when a question has a little plus next to it, this toolbar comes up. So I'm going to go ahead and leave myself a note just to remind myself to tell my students that they have to reset their watches before they give them to someone else. I'm going to go ahead and click the save button so it stays annotated on the page. Then if I go over here to my notebook and click in there, my response is also saved to that question. So question 1, question response, and there is my little note to remind myself to have the kids reset their watch. You can also go ahead and add any other lesson notes which you think would be effective. We're going to go ahead now and head to the top of the page and go to our teacher resources. This is where you will find a plethora of resources in order to support your lesson planning. So you'll find additional unit practices for every single unit, both student and teacher edition. You'll find Blackline Masters of Graphic Organizers here that you could use in class or digitally. The book PDFs, both for teacher and student edition. And I'm going to stop here for a moment and talk a little bit about the curriculum maps. Yes, you'll be receiving curriculum maps from district, but these are actually pretty cool documents provided by the Springboard curriculum. So if you just take a look here, you could use this for planning. It gives you some of the approaching level standards that you could use to help fill in any gaps students may have. So definitely a really good resource to use there. We also have our English-Spanish glossary. We have a resource here that students can use to help them with formulas, properties, and symbols. I'm going to take a minute here just to touch base here with the Get Ready practices. These Get Ready practices are great for back mapping. If you take a look at that curriculum guide, the curriculum guide specifies what are some other standards that students need when they work on a new activity or they work on an embedded assessment. So kind of think of them as like a fluency review, and we know that fluency reviews help to better support a lot of the grade level content. As we continue scrolling, we can see that there's some more graphic organizers. These linked videos to Khan Academy are great resources and support for Springboard learners. We have mini lessons here. If you want to enhance some of your lessons, you are more than welcome to pull out any one of these mini lessons. And lastly, in teacher resources, something I think that's truly important are professional development videos. The teachers in these videos are certified Springboard instructors, so they definitely shed a lot of light on some of the topics that are covered within this course. All right, we're going to go ahead and head to the top of the page, and we're going to go ahead and click on assessments. So this area right here is a place where you can go ahead and print and assign all of the different assessments there that are available for your particular course. So what is great about this is we can assign them digitally, which will then allow the students to work on the assessment through the Springboard platform, or you do have the print option. It's going to be a little bit easier probably using the digital side of it, seeing as though we are remote learning. One tool I do recommend using is the short cycle assessment. So a short cycle assessment is literally just a 3-question assessment that you could use as a formative. So it's 3 questions on that particular lesson. You can always go ahead and preview it here. So right here it shows that there are 3 questions. It's not timed numeric, so it gives you all the details on there, and you can go ahead and review the exam, see what you think of the questions, and go ahead and assign it to your students. One thing that you have to remember is, in order for you to get the grades back, you need to make sure that you close the assignment, because if you do not close the assignment, the program does not grade it. You can assign these particular assessments in Google Classroom, but the thing is, it's just going to send them back to the Springboard platform. So it might just be easier to remind your students to just log in and go from there. Speaking of logging in, we're going to go ahead and hit one last piece before we go here today, and that is our class roster. All of the information that you need about your students should be here in the class roster. I do not have any students on my roster, but I would have their first name, last name, and their username. As for passwords, the first person you want to ask about passwords is your coach. They will be able to give you the best guidance in regards to passwords that need to be reset. You can also ask the previous year's teacher if they have some sort of list that they could potentially maybe pass on to you in regards to passwords. Well, that's it for the Springboard online platform. I hope you enjoyed this math mini, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.